Hi everyone, I hope we're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be talking about the fact that you don't need to do anything to get your manifestation once you're living from the end. I'm going to be reading a Neville Goddard passage that really cements this. I absolutely love this story that Neville wrote in his book about someone that he knew, and it really inspired me, so hopefully it can inspire you as well. So let's get into it. But before we do, you are more than welcome to subscribe. On this channel I talk about all things self-development, so if that sounds good to you, I would love to have you here. Let's just dive right on into it. For many years, a doctor and his wife dreamed about their stately habitation, but not until they imaginatively lived in it did they manifest it. Here is their story. Some 15 years ago, Mrs. M and I purchased a lot on which we built a 2-story building housing our office and living area. We left ample space on the lot for an apartment building if and when our finances would permit. All those years we were busy paying off our mortgage, and at the end of that time had no money for the additional building we still desired so much. It was true that we had an ample savings account, which meant security for our business, but to use any part of it for a new building would be to jeopardize that security. But now your teaching awakened a new concept, boldly telling us we could have that which we desired through the controlled use of our imagination, and that realizing a desire was made more convincing without money. We decided to put it to the test, to forget about money and concentrate our attention on the thing we desired most in this world, the new apartment building. With this principle in mind, we mentally constructed the new building as we wanted it, actually drawing physical plans so we would better formulate our mental picture of the completed structure. Never forgetting to think from the end, in our case the completed occupied building, we took many imaginative trips through our apartment house, renting the units to imaginary tenants, examining in detail every room, and enjoying the feeling of pride as friends offered their congratulations on the unique planning. We brought into our imaginal scene one friend in particular. I shall call her Mrs. X. A lady we had not seen for some reason, as she had given up socially, believing us a bit peculiar in our new way of thinking. In our imaginal scene, we took her through the building and asked how she liked it. Hearing her voice distinctly, we had her reply, "Doctor, I think it is beautiful." One day, while talking together of our building, my wife mentioned a contractor who had constructed several apartment houses in our neighborhood. We knew him only by the name that appeared on signs adjacent to the building under construction, but realizing that if we were living in the end, we would not be looking for a contractor, we promptly forgot this angle. Continuing these periods of daily imagining for several weeks, we both felt we were now fused with our desire and had successfully been living in the end. One day, a stranger entered our office and identified himself as the contractor whose name my wife had mentioned weeks before. In an apologetic manner, he said, "I don't know why I stopped here. I normally don't go to see people, but rather people come to see me." He explained that he passed our office often and had wondered why there wasn't an apartment building on the corner lot. We assured him we would like very much to have such a building there, but that we had no money to put into the project, not even the few $100s it would take for plans. Our negative response did not faze him, and seemingly compelled, he began to feature and devise ways and means to carry out the job, unasked and unencouraged by us. Forgetting the incident, we were quite startled when a few days later this man called, informing us that plans were completed and that the proposed building would cost us $30,000. We thanked him politely and did absolutely nothing. We knew we had been living imaginatively in the end of a completed building, and that imagination would assemble that building perfectly without an outside assistance from us. So we were not surprised when the contractor called again the next day to say he had found a set of blueprints in his files that fitted our needs perfectly with few alterations. This, we were informed, would save us the architect's fee for new plans. We thanked him again and still did nothing. Logical thinkers would insist that such negative response from prospective customers would completely end the matter. Instead, the contractor again called with the news that he had located a finance company willing to cover the necessary loan with the exception of a few $1,000s. It sounds incredible. but we still did nothing. This is what really killed me. Like, I loved this line. For remember, to us, this building was completed and rented, and in our imagination, we had not put one penny into its construction. You guys, I have not written on this book at all, like any additional notes. This is the first time that I had to write something, and we're 426 pages in. I wrote, you don't need to do anything. This sentence was so powerful that I just needed to cement that into fact. I just needed to write it down again. You don't need to do anything. I need to read that sentence again. For remember, to us, this building was completed and rented, and in our imagination, we had not put one penny into its construction. So we're not doing anything, because in our imagination, we're done. We're not settling. In our imagination, in our subconscious, we believe so much that this is real. We have not put any penny into this, that we're not accepting anything else but that. And I absolutely loved that when I read it. The balance of this tale reads like a sequel to Alice in Wonderland. For the contractor came to our office the next day and said, as though presenting us with a gift, you people are going to have that new building anyway. I've decided to finance the balance of the loan myself. If this is agreeable, I'll have my lawyer draw up the papers and you can pay me back out of net profits from rentals. This time, we did do something. We signed the papers and construction began immediately. Most of the apartment units were rented before final completion, and all but one occupied the day of completion. We were so thrilled by the seemingly miraculous events of the past few months that for a while we didn't understand the seeming flaw in our imaginal picture. But knowing what we had already accomplished through the power of imagining, we immediately conceived another imaginal scene, and in it this time, instead of showing the party through the unit and hearing the words "we'll take it," we ourselves in imagination visited tenants who had already moved into that apartment. We followed them to show us through the rooms and heard their pleased and satisfied comments. 3 days later, that apartment was rented. Our original imaginary drama had objectified itself in every detail save one, and that one became a reality when, 1 month later, our friend Mrs. X surprised us with a long overdue visit, expressing her desire to see our new building. Gladly, we took her through, and at the end of the tour heard her speak the line which we heard in our imagination so many weeks before, as with emphasis on each word she said, "Doctor, I think it's beautiful." Our dream of 15 years was realized, and we know now that it could have been realized any time within those 15 years if we had known the secret of imagining and how to live in the end of desire. But now it was realized our one big desire was objectified, and we did not put one penny of our own money into it. Through the medium of a dream, a controlled walking dream, the doctor and his wife created reality. They learned how to live in their dream house, as in fact now they do. Although help seemingly came from without, the course of events was ultimately determined by the imaginal activity of the doctor and his wife. The participants were drawn into their imaginal drama because it was dramatically necessary that they should be. Their imaginal structure demanded it. I think this is absolutely incredible, guys. No matter what, you are confident that your manifestation is real, correct, and you have this thing right now. We are imagining it clearly, precisely, and we are confident that what we have manifested, what we have visualized, what we have imprinted on our subconscious mind is enough. That is the first step to actually be really confident that we have imprinted this in our subconscious mind, and know that whatever that we did is enough. And if it doesn't feel like it's enough, if you feel like you still want this thing, keep on doing it until it imprints, but know that it is yours right now, and do not settle for breadcrumbs. Don't be happy with just getting a text from your SP. You are getting the whole enchilada, baby. You're getting the whole boyfriend or the whole marriage or whatever it is that you are manifesting. Texts are not enough. We want the whole ass boyfriend in your bed cuddling you every single night, right? We do not want little breadcrumbs. Oh, he looked at me this way, that means my manifestation is coming. We are not settling for anything but our manifestation. Be still and know that you have done this correctly. It's done. You have this right now, not theoretically, but in reality right now, as you are sitting here today, or laying down, or standing up right now. Stop whatever it is you're doing. You, right now, in this present moment, you are with your SP, or you have your income, or whatever it is that you want, you have it in this reality right now. As you are standing right now, doing whatever it is that you're doing, you have it right now. And that's it, and we are not settling for anything else. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Neville never seems to fail to inspire me, so I hope this inspired you. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.